Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new around here, welcome. My name is Laura and I make videos about my life. And this video is a bit different from my usual mom life videos, but it's one I saw my favorite YouTuber Lucy Wood make, and I thought, I have things to say about that topic. And so, as you can see from the title, this video is about the mistakes we made buying our first home. And actually it's a perfect time to make that video because my boyfriend and I, have been homeowners for exactly a year now. And a year is a long time, but it seems like it went by so fast, and we've had time to really think about all the decisions we made, the good ones, the bad ones. Who made the bad decisions? Well, mostly me. But I'm just gonna talk about the big mistakes. So I hope you can learn from our mistakes, and if you have made some of these mistakes yourself, welcome to the club. Just it makes me feel better to know that I'm not the only one. The first one is starting too early and missing some good deals. We started slowly looking at different apartments, I think in August 2019, I think like summer 2019. And we didn't have like a specific plan, we didn't know exactly what we were looking for, we were just starting to search the websites, just to look around and figure out what kind of apartment we would like. We know where we're gonna get an apartment because we're not rich, and to own a house where we live, you'd have to be rich. We didn't even think about contacting the bank to figure out our financials or anything. And I think in that time we missed some very good apartments just because we weren't ready to quite jump into it yet. So we looked at so many different apartments just online, and we started to like build some thoughts in our heads, and I think the main thing is we missed some good deals just because we weren't quite ready to like jump into the process yet. We're just observing the whole process of, oh, cool apartments, I'm not gonna think about the financials yet, we're gonna get there when we get there. Because we bought in March 2020. And that brings me to mistake number 2, which is high expectations. So we were browsing apartments a lot, like every day, and we were both putting together lists in our heads of our expectations, what we definitely wanted in the apartment and what we definitely didn't. And we were just building up so much because we were looking at so many different apartments like online and weren't actually looking at apartments. We just, or I guess I can say because I don't know what my boyfriend thinks about or thought about everything, but I'll just say I looked at so many apartments and I was nitpicking like all the great things and good things about different apartments. So I kind of built this image in my head that the ideal apartment must have this, and this, and must be like that, and be this big, and have all the combined elements of the apartments that we were like looking at, which is so stupid. Because obviously in our price range, at least, the perfect apartment doesn't exist. And then comes mistake number 3, getting desperate. Because by that time, I think it was like definitely winter 2019, I was pregnant. And I don't know if the pregnancy hormones affected me that much, but I felt like if we didn't buy anything now, we wouldn't buy anything. So I was really desperate, and I was just frantically searching at apartments. And the more desperate I got, the more apartments we lost. Because it felt like at that time, everything good was either like reserved or too expensive or just bought. Like we were looking at the listing and it was already gone, which was like, it happened so much that I was so desperate that I was ready to like pretty much give up on all my expectations and just buy something. And then that apartment happened where we are right now. So I was also a bit desperate because I was starting to show a bit in my pregnancy, and I was worried that if the bank knew that I was pregnant and was gonna be at home for the next at least a year and a half and lost a good chunk of my income, we wouldn't get the mortgage. Or like the loan. So when we stumbled upon the listing of this apartment, I was like, oh, it's in a great location, it's cute, it has 2 stories, which felt awesome. And I was really insisting that we get this apartment. We came to check it, and that brings me to mistake number 4. Not looking at the apartment at different times. I imagine we can't be the only one who made that mistake, right? Also being total rookies in the whole real estate business, it didn't even occur to me that we should look at the apartment at different times of day, of week, and even asking if we could stay the night. Because had we come and looked at the area around rush hours in the middle of the day and stayed the night, we definitely wouldn't have bought it, and would have maybe bought something way better. Because the one thing that really bothers us living here is the noise. All of the windows in this apartment are by the street, like all 6 windows are right pretty much on the street, and it was supposed to be a quiet street. The fuck it is. No. During like daily rush hours or like daily commute hours in the morning and the evening, it gets fucking loud here. And because it's all pavement and our apartment is on the first and basement floors, it's so disturbing, all the car noise. Definitely should have looked at the apartment at different times of the day. And also the airflow is so shit here, because just imagine all the windows are on one side. Where the fuck is the air gonna move around? It doesn't. We pretty much died here during summer, and we're gonna die here during next summer and the summer after that. So learn from our mistake. Ask if you can come and check the apartment later during the day, or maybe even if you could stay the night. I didn't even know it was an option, but apparently it is. So mistake number 5 is not thinking ahead at least a couple of years. At first we were looking at 1-bedroom apartments, and then when we found out I was pregnant, we started looking at 2-bedroom apartments. And right now we technically have a 1-bedroom apartment. We have a living room, we have a bedroom on the first floor, and on the basement floor we have an open space on one side of the staircase and a kitchen and bathroom on the other side of the staircase. So at first it felt like, okay, yeah, the open space could be a second bedroom for our child, which now seems impossible, because right now the spare room is like an office space or like a man cave from a boyfriend, and I think soon I'm gonna want to give Aurora her own room, but where? I mean, we can't, okay, I guess we could, but it doesn't seem reasonable to have different levels where we sleep. So our bedroom is upstairs and my toddler's bedroom is downstairs, so I would possibly have to run down the stairs and come up again whenever she needs me in the middle of the night. I don't know why I thought that it would be a cool solution. It definitely isn't. So think ahead at least a couple of years. Even if you're buying alone for yourself, is 1 bedroom gonna be enough, or do you maybe need an office space, or will you potentially have a roommate, a partner, living with you in a couple of years? These are the things that are really important when buying an apartment, because it is a big investment. And right now, for example, we can't sell our apartment due to some contracts, yay. So I don't know what we're gonna do about it. So I definitely should have thought ahead a bit more. Now we're getting to the mistakes when you already have the apartment or house or whatever. So number 6 is underestimating the work that needs to be done. When we bought this apartment, it was pretty fucking ugly. It was all beige, and I just had a little breakdown and painted the whole apartment white. The bathroom also disturbed me a lot, and we had such limited time that we didn't really have an option to completely retile it, so I also painted that. What I want to say is it was a lot of work. Also, I was 5 months pregnant, and we had a week to make it, to really do all the big things like painting and buying and assembling the furniture. So it was a hard week, and a lot, and I mean a lot, is still left to do. For example, the kitchen and spare room needs a new floor. The bathroom definitely needs repainting, and we've done bits and bobs during the year that we've been here, but it's been pretty fucking hard with a baby. So I would definitely suggest to think about everything that needs to be done, definitely, before you move in. Maybe consult someone who knows more than you do about like renovating. And that brings me to my next mistake, which is not having a clear plan and vision for the interior. So I had the little white mental breakdown, and during one point the whole upper floor was painted white. All the furniture except for the sofa was white. Everything was white, and my boyfriend was really starting to lose it and was like, you're not allowed to buy any white things ever again. So I started looking at different like color elements. For example, these beautiful sofa cushions that I got from Facebook Marketplace. I started putting together a little gallery wall just to add some color. I bought some plants and everything, but I really didn't have a clear vision. And with the living room, it's pretty easy to do because it's a pretty big space and there's lots of like wall space, so we can hang pictures and everything. But it's a bit more difficult in the kitchen, for example, where it's a pretty tight space and we're not happy about it, but we're not quite sure what to do with it either. So for a year I've lived in a kitchen that I don't like. I don't know what to do with it, and I've only recently started to like do something about it. We put up a shelf that already made the space look a bit cooler and gave us more storage. But there's just so much to do, and because I don't have a clear vision of what I want to do, I don't have like any Pinterest boards or anything. It just feels like I'm always doing something, but I'm not sure if it's adding anything or if it's like making anything better. Do you know what I mean? So I suggest you have at least some sort of like interior design in your mind of what a good living space, what a good home would be for you. Just to avoid like buying random things and putting random shelves up. I'm not dissing the kitchen shelf, I love that shelf. And the last mistake I've written down is being too hard on myself. Hey, Sandra is here. Okay, so even if you made all these mistakes and maybe some more, don't be too hard on yourself, because we aren't born with experience. We get the experience through making mistakes, even if they are as big as buying the wrong apartment that you kinda hate. And one thing that my uncle said that really made me feel better about all the really bad mistakes I made when it comes to buying this apartment is that buying real estate is always a bit of an impulsive buy. Even if you're very thorough and you think you've got it all figured out, there's always that one part that's gonna be emotional, and it's not a bad thing. It's an impulse buy, it's an emotional transaction, and that's okay, because hopefully you have the next real estate to buy and the next and the next, and hopefully you won't make the same mistakes twice or thrice. And I was pregnant when we had the whole process of searching, buying, renovating, living things. So I think pregnancy hormones played a substantial part in the whole process. So even though this apartment is, well, it's pretty shit. It's in a really good neighborhood. I love where we live, and it's a pretty beautiful apartment. I really like what I've done with this living room, and I quite like living here. I just wish things would have gone a bit differently, but there's nothing to do about it now. So currently I'm trying to make this place as nice to live in as possible, and maybe like push up the value a bit so we can sell it for at least the same amount that we bought it for. That would be great. So I hope you enjoyed this video and my thoughts. And I hope you don't make the same mistakes that we did. And if you did, it's completely okay. Okay? Well, whatever. Can't really take them back. Just own them. I own the mistakes that I made. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye!